Bass production.
Hey everybody, what's up? Rousefamily5 here, and it's that time of the season. I'm in phase 4. Actually, I'm kind of ending my phase 4. I do my show in phases 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 is the planning, the research development. 2 is the implementation in the house. That's also part of 3. And then 4 is enjoying the show, maintenance it, and then the takedown. It's typically done in about the January time frame. It was a great show. All the items that I added this year, I did not have any technical issues with them. They worked exceptionally well. I'm very proud of how the matrices came together. The GIF is the data that you saw on the matrices above me or behind me to my left there. They were phenomenal. A lot of the comments on my YouTube channel were they love the dancing gingerbread, they love the dancing Santas, and it was just a great show. So as I tear down, I am prepping the yard for next year. I'm taping my items a little bit better so that or creating harnesses for my leaping arches and the spinners that you see behind me. It takes a little while to put them up because I put them up one string at a time. This year I'm going to just make a harness, label everything that runs to the box, to the spinner, and that way I can put them up faster next year. Plus, I'm really hoping to get rid of this guy here, that incandescent spinner. It's just, I mean, nothing against the incandescent, it's just not for my show anymore. I'm more into the WS2011 Pixel, and that arch has to be updated. It's provided a lot of joy. I've used it since '98. That's how old that technology is, and it's time to go. The bush here, these were amazing. Again, I added these last year, the show of 2020 show. Again, it's just the spiral tree. I got them from the local home improvement store. I took off the LEDs and then put on the WS2011 Pixel on it, and it works great. In my operating system that I use on the Laudorama website, they do have those in there as a spiral tree, and I can put a lot of effects on them. This year with my show, I did more grouping, where I took various props throughout the yard and I put them together and I created groups. I think I'm going to try, I like the sequences and the effects that created, but I'm going to try and do some of that next season and then go back to individual programming of various props like the windows and the gutters and the eaves and things that you see up there. I'll do some group, but again, I'm still playing around with this pixel world that I've been to the last 4 years. What is it, 2018 and 2021? And I'm still learning. As you are on this journey with me, we're still learning. Okay, what am I going to do for next year? As we talked about in the other blogs, is the window that's on that upper area up there, that's going to get a matrix, and the right bedroom is going to get a matrix on it, and I'm going to work on clearing up some of my negative space. I noticed that when I'm programming, the effects look amazing on the computer, and as I said in the blog previous to this was that, yeah, you can build it on the computer, but how is it going to look on your actual structure? I have a lot of negative space. That's why I put that little bar above that trim there, because I'm trying to fill in some of that negative space. What others are doing, they would have put a wreath or a snowflake in that area to take away some of that negative space. I'm just really not into the wreath and snowflakes. I love the programming. They do some amazing things, but unfortunately, I think I may have to go that direction or put like a 3x8 or a 2x8 matrix in that area. I don't know how well you can see this, but right in the corner of the master and the right bedroom, its office, there's a large strip of just negative space there. So it's really hard to get your facts to go across the structure where you want when you have so much negative space. And then look at the big, 800-pound gorilla in the room or elephant. Look at that roof, all of that negative space. I mean, I did some really interesting programming this year, and with having that big of a space, just nothing there, the programming just didn't carry over. So those are things that I look at when I think about my design and what I'm going to do for the 2022 season. Even the A-frame arches up there, I've got to put something in those negative spaces to help carry the effect. So as you start to build your show, Those are things you want to look at when you post it on YouTube, or you're sitting out in your car and it's during the winter and you're looking at your show. Those are things I look for. How's the what is the impact of this show, and how is it affecting the viewers? I'm going to swing around here. I want to show you something real quickly, and I've done this before. I cannot get over this area here. This is my prime video or show viewing point right here. However, the traffic flows in, and they're on the east side of the... So again, they come in and they're on the west side of the cul-de-sac. Let me swivel around here, and the only thing that they're getting on the display is essentially this amazing pixel tree and a lot of negative dead space here. So I want to try and capture or pull some of that effect from the west side of the display over to this side. I thought about putting a large matrix in this area, but this is my pathway out to I use this area a lot for my trash, basically. There's no getting around that. So that's some of the struggles. I even thought about putting something on the windows, and it just becomes arduous. And like, what do you want to do with that area? I want to provide these guys who are, again, on the west side of the cul-de-sac, something for entertaining view. I can't ever have a matrix on my garage because it's a flat west facing view, and you'll never see it. So it's a waste of a good time, money, and energy to put things there. So that's what I do. I study my house because no two houses are exactly alike when you start doing light shows like this. I see some things that I see on YouTube, and these guys are running the X lights. I'm like, it isn't so much I run a lightorama versus their X lights. The house structure is quite a bit different, and they're taking advantage of not having the negative space. And so that's what I thought I would do, is work more on eliminating my negative space and things of that nature. So this is the matrix that I put up this year. They're new, and I absolutely love them. As I was looking to find a way to do my matrix, actually I started in 2019. I did put out one, but I really struggled with finding quality video that would show me how to build, and more importantly, program the matrix into my lightorama software. And so I had to turn to the forums for some assistance and things of that nature, and it really delayed the process. I think that now that I've done it, and I have 2 more to build, that I would like to show you how to do that. I mean, things that really kind of tripped me up was I had to determine how many pixels I needed in order to make that it's like a 59 by 59 type of a matrix. So I went to Bosco, bought the 4x8 sheet, and then I mapped it out and said, okay, this is how big I want it, how many pixels, and I counted, and I came up with 644 pixels. I said, okay, great. What's the next step? And says, well, I'm going to try and run them in a series of what? Do I do verticals? Do I do horizontal? And that information wasn't out there. And I spent an inordinate amount of time on this one here, which was my first one, getting it to work within the show. And that's what I want to show and bring to that type of a help that I've learned from. So the matrices were great. The next part of it is, well, what do I put on there? You can put photos on there. You can put text on there. And then I just got on the forums, and the Lightorama forum, and asked the community, what are the dancing elves and the Santas and things of that nature? And a person wrote back and said, hey, those are just called GIFs. And they did warn or caution me to try and find a low resolution GIF. And depending on how far the viewing audience is from that matrix, the effect's going to alter. I didn't experience that. I don't know if it's because I'm using a 2-inch matrix or they're using a 3-inch matrix. I have no idea, but I thought my graphics were made. You can hear I'm very passionate about this Christmas lighting world. So you guys are starting to leave comments. I really appreciate that. I hope that my answers are true. I always say trust but verify, if that makes sense. I've been doing this for about 20 years, and I've learned a lot through mistakes. So please don't duplicate my mistakes. Learn from my mistakes, and I'm willing to share. Again, so I think my next show or my next vlog would be the matrices, and then what the heck am I going to do with the leaping arches? I already have material for them. It's just break down and build them, put them up, which takes nothing to do. And I am still, after 3 years of having this discussion with you, vacillating between, do I flip over from E2 E131, go into the universe spectrum of lighting, if you will, versus the legacy program that I'm running today. I have no problems with my show. I think the Lightorama, which also runs E131, is works well, but should I run it in the Ethernet world? You know me, I'm going to do some homework. I'm going to decide, well, what's best for me. Even if I run the E131, it just gives me more capacity, more bandwidth. I'm up to 14 boxes, 14 controllers. Lightorama will allow me to go to 240 controllers, but I'm wondering is if I switch to the E131 network and go to that universe capacity, does that just give me more bandwidth to have fewer boxes? And that's the only value I see in doing that. I'm not going to go to an X-Lite. I'm not opposed to the X-Lite. It's a free download. It's donation offered, and they have some great effects. I'm a Lightorama guy, and I've decided that I'm going to stick with Lightorama. In fact, I'm going to try and push more Lightorama programming and effects out there. I don't know, and that's the other thing I was thinking about. I know I'm kind of pushing this longer than I wanted to, and maybe I should just sit down, grab some coffee, and have this type of a discussion. But I want to learn how to integrate the LOR with the X-Lite. There's a lot of videos out there, but they're very technical, and that's the thing that I've been watching as I've been watching. Let me say this, that's what I've been observing as I've been watching this year, 2021, behind the scenes from a lot of the guys who are doing the X-Lites. They sound like engineers. They sound like technical wizard, network wizard engineers, senior graphic engineer. I'm like, I know Christmas lighting. What the hell are they talking about? A lot of the product I know, the Falcon Player and then the ribbons and the strips and those things, that's just not my world. And I don't want you to get discouraged because they sound so technical. Because the first thing people say to me is, hey, you must be an engineer. I said, nope, I'm your average person who loves the hobby, and I've gotten into it. So you guys, you don't have to be this wizard of high tech wizardry or whatever you want to say in order to do this. And so my goal is to try and simplify it, make it more simple, talk in terms that you can understand the way I understand, because they have great shows, well, so do I, but I don't have what I perceive to be as technical of a show that they're using. So that's the things that I look at when I spend hours in my garage doing what I call homework. I'm looking at, what are they using? What am I using? How does it compare? What makes it better? You know, it is very technical what they're doing. And when I listen to the shows, Kent Spader and other, I'm like, I get the concept. I understand what you're doing. I also know how to measure my wattage and make sure I'm not exceeding. But how is that adding a smile to one kid's face where you're doing it versus the way I'm doing it? So that's a trigger for me. And so again, I'm going to end here, but I wanted to kind of share with you that's the direction I'm going. I'm a Lightorama guy. I'm going to stick with the Lightorama platform. I think it has some amazing effects. I think that the two and Holiday Core and X-Lights will probably disagree, but they pair well. I understand you just said no, they don't. But when you look at your site, you have a lot of references to the LOR, and because you know that there's a large market out there that's using LOR, and I'm going to go after that market to see if I can't help them become more proficient at the LOR product. For example, I want to teach them how to program in an X-Lights config and then export it into the LOR, because conversely, you can do the LOR into an X-Lite. So we don't have to be there. This is not a red and blue thing, if you will. This is a love for Christmas thing. And so I want to keep it simple. I want everybody to love this and have fun. All right, guys. I think I got enough. I think I pissed off enough people, and that's what I do. So I love Christmas. I love doing the shows. I'm going to be a Lightorama guy, and I'm going to teach you how to put up your display via the Lightorama. And then my goal is to teach you how to get onto the X-Lite site, program an amazing show. They have effects that Lightorama doesn't, and Lightorama have effects that they don't. Work the two. We don't have to, be this retarded stuff. So anyway, I don't have anything else to put out there. Again, I think my next video will be my making of the matrices for that window above me. In fact, those two to my left. And working on my negative spaces. I really have got to figure out what I want to do with that. And I probably may or may not do anything with leaping arches. I am going to order some more pixels, and I have one Pixie 16 I need to build. I don't know what I'll use for that. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I'm sorry, I just have so much I want to share with you. So under my soffit and the fascia boards, that's anywhere, let me see if I can hold this very steady, anywhere where you see underneath a gutter or a trim, I'm going to run a pixel facing the inside of the house, and we call that wall washing. That's also going to help with my house as I think about my structure and how to not avoid but eliminate some of that negative space. I'm gonna create whitewash because whitewash carries your effect through. Like when I did the Santa silhouette going across the house, had I had my whitewash on there, wall wash on there, that effect would have been amazing. And it wasn't until I actually pointed that out. Go to the Mariah Carey Santa song, and then watch how the reindeer and the sled goes across the silhouette of the house. Had I had more of my negative space filled in, that would have been an amazing effect. So I did some pretty good programming. Again, I just looked at the structure and said, hey, this is why it's not transcending from the computer to the structure or the props. It's because I have a lot of negative space. All right, I'm just so excited, so passionate about the hobby, and I want you to have fun. And the very first blog that I did 3-4 years ago said, guys, this is so easy and you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm no one special. We're going to dumb it down. I am going to try to walk through, like go and learn, and then come back and share with you this this lighting world. If you want to go to X Lights, hey, I know a little bit about it. I can help you get there, but that's not my platform, my forte. I'm a lighter robbing guy. I can teach you programming. I can teach you a lot of things. So with that, I'm going to sign off. I love you guys. I thank you. Please be safe. Hate to do this. I did it in 2020. Mask up, and take care of your families. This stuff is getting pretty bad again. And with that, guys, I love you, and we're out.